Friday's Bitcoin action is really exciting. Either this was a bear trap in which Bitcoin is getting ready to skyrocket up close to 32 to 33K to catch up with NASDAQ, because NASDAQ has gone up the last 2 days as Bitcoin has gone down. This could have been a bear trap, or it really is that Bitcoin is simply underperforming the market and it's going to continue doing so, and it's going to be really weak, especially as NASDAQ has even a 1 or 2 day candle correction. Bitcoin's going to get hurt bad because it was already going down when NASDAQ was going up. So, but this could be a fake out, and it's right at the precipice. So let me show you on really small time frames why this is so teeter-totter, and it's really hard to determine a direction each way, but rather you simply are left with the thought, it's getting ready to move hard. And I actually just gave my my Discord community an alert on how to make money regardless of which way it goes. I won't share those exact details here, but I want to show you why I gave that alert, and this is on the brink. Are you ready? Let's get it. We're going to really dive in on the low time frames today. I'll change the background so it's less annoying. Take a look at this. I'm going to put on 3 EMAs, and I'm on the 5-minute chart. I will have the 10 and 21, and I'll have the 200. So essentially what's going to happen here is if you can take off price, okay, and maybe make this bigger. Here we go. What we're going to do here is we're going to focus on 2 different things. Is first, when red crosses, particularly to the downside, but just crosses in general, the yellow. When red goes below yellow, that's bad. When that's bearish. When because bearish can actually be really good if you're shorting. Like, this is a great signal if you're shorting on low time frames. And when red goes above yellow, it's bullish for the very short term. The shelf life of each cross, see, like here, it's just a bunch of crisscross, so you get fake outs, and the shelf life from here to here, well, then it went back up. So the shelf life of this, so it doesn't mean the shelf life you're going to hit a huge move, but it is a tradable move. It's over 1% of price action if I put price back on. Like, you can trade that. So from cross to the 200, yeah, that's a whole percent. You can make money on 1%, right? But the shelf life of it isn't like, hey, we're getting a mega macro move. So I don't want anybody to start, trying to, Tim's showing me a secret on how to print money and I can short every time. Well, you got to manage the profit-taking strategy as well. However, there are other clues outside of that cross specifically, and this is where I'm going to show you something I don't think I've ever done on YouTube. So this is going to be some solid ass free information. And then I'm going to mix it with a larger time frame as well to also give you the reasoning that the current price action is on a horizontal getting ready to fall off that support, and these EMAs are squishing it down, and it's going to have a squeeze play. And if it's a bear trap, it's going to pop up, it's going to squeeze to the upside. If it is just natural price action, it's going to squeeze hard. Like, it's getting ready to happen, and it might happen as I'm catching this. It looks like it might be breaking to the downside right now, and it's going to get hard, go down really hard. But what I'm about to show you is something I've never done before, so heads up. Here we go. That's one thing we're going to look at is red and yellow, the interaction of those two. The other thing we're going to look at is you can see that red and yellow are pretty much, they ride each other's asses, right? Like, this guy tailgates, okay? Red tailgates the hell out of yellow, and when red's in front, yellow tailgates him or her, right? They're pretty much together. So you can start looking at this as one line, the red and yellow as one line, all right? Now, actually for visual, I'll make the orange line blue, because that doesn't mix very well, does it? The dark blue actually is pretty good. I like that. All right, so now there's a second way to get an understanding of how confirmed or how strong will the small signal of red to crossing above yellow. You'll get more information on the power of that or the chances of it working based on the relationship of red with yellow, considering it one line. The relationship of this, let's call this line A. So mixing these together is A and this is B. So seeing it in this way, A's interaction with B, or the red and yellow's interaction together with the blue line. It gives you more information on each small cross like this one. So for example, let me give you an example. Sometimes A goes way below B, therefore a cross to the upside means that it's trying to get back to here, but it could find trouble once A bumps its head on B. So this signal, you wouldn't want to like do something extravagant because you're going to have overhead resistance once it gets here. Does that make sense? But when A is above B like this one, and you see this cross, you know that if price goes down, it has support. And it's because there's support, price has a stronger chance of bouncing back up. So you'd have to take profits quickly, right? But price, so let's put price back on. So look, it bounced right off the blue. Do you see that? So it has a chance of bouncing up and then crossing back up to the upside to make a higher high in price. Am I making sense there? So we have two pieces of information, two signals. A signal of red crossing below yellow, that's, you know, a very short-term time frame signal to go short, but you'd have to take profits extremely quickly. And the other piece of information you're getting is A's relationship to B. Is it below it? Well, then any cross up, you can't be that bullish. And vice versa, if A is above B, any cross down, you can't be mega bearish. You can't look for it to really rip that direction. Does that make sense? All right. Now, and honestly, I just got stopped out in profit. Actually, let me look. Nope. After fees, it was like a $5 loss. Well, it was a risk-free trade anyway. It was close to it. All right. So price just went straight down and went straight back up. So actually, I'm going to have to stop here. So that might have been a fake out. Man. Yeah, my BTC short actually got stopped out, and then or no, my BTC long got stopped out, and then it went up. Fucking assholes. That is dirty. That's pretty dirty. Wow. So I didn't set my stops loosely enough. Oh well. Okay, anyway, that doesn't happen. When do you see this shit? When do you see candles like this? How often? This is honestly being messed with. Price is being messed with right now. You don't see 5-minute candles on spot do this. This is crazy. That was dirty. That was really dirty. So this looks like it is a bear trap because trapped them here and trapped even more here to double down on their shorts. So this is going up. Yeah, you don't see this ever. This is wild. And no, I'm not mad about losing $5. You know, that's not it. But I was in a decent trade and I could have closed it for about 120 in profit down here, and I didn't do it. This is wild. So the charts are still being pissed with. Interesting. And it's possible I just got stopped out both ways, and now it's going to continue going sideways. So might have to re-enter those positions here shortly. All right, anyway. So with that said, let me go back. So my personal position rant over. With that said, look at what's happening. This Bitcoin is essentially on a cliff. See this green here? All right. And let me go to even a bigger time frame. So this is our cliff. Price goes below here. It's bad, right? However, look at what's going on back on the 5-minute chart. I will take off the all EMAs except the blue one. And here's why it's so darn down to the wire. So down to the wire. Is these other times, so the initial drop, the blue did go below that line. So the initial drop, here, let's take off price. The initial drop, blue did go below, but all these other times that price wicked down to here and bounced, so put price back on, that it went down to here and bounced, the blue did not cross below this line. It bounced before it. Oh. Is that making sense? So look at the distance. So you can see how it hit it here and here. The price hit it there, but when you take, so it did it 3 times here. Actually, let me put an arrow here. So price bounced here. Watch, I'm going to show you something pretty cool. Yeah, whatever hedge fund group is dealing with Bitcoin last couple of days with that fake out or with this downside. This was obviously planned at 4 a.m. Yeah, brought it right back out. They made money both ways, and I covered that in my yesterday's video. But I think perhaps that same group is still price is acting kind of funky for the last couple of days. This is really strange, and it hit it here, went below it. I'll actually put the arrow down here so you can tell it went below it. And it's going below here. All right, so now I'll take off price. Now watch this. So each time that you got a yellow arrow, blue was well above the line, right? So this is, if price goes below here, it's tanking below. So price hit it there, bounced heavily before blue got to here. Price hit it here, blue was not crossing green. Even when price came way down here, blue was not crossing green. But now what is blue doing? It's at the threshold of crossing green, and it's going to essentially, it's like overhead resistance. If price can't get back above it, but also if it so imagine a little dude, okay, is on a floor, and if the floor breaks, he falls through it, right? And there is, imagine this little dude here. Now this pen is a little dude. Now imagine they're like in those movies where you see walls coming in, but instead of the walls coming, it's the ceiling coming down. And the dude's like, oh gosh, the ceiling is friggin', it's pushing me through the floor and I'm going to fall to my death, right? So there are only two things that can happen in that moment. Getting squished. Like imagine a really intense movie like like Jaws music or something, slasher music or something, right? You're about ready to see somebody get squished, right? So imagine that scenario. This is what's happening. That's how intense this is. That's what's happening with the bulls and bears right now. This is a very intense moment. Like, and I just want you to appreciate what's going on in the charts. This is a cool ass moment, and this is a finale. It's getting ready to pop one way. I'm telling you. All right. So anyway, so imagine the music and on the video and everything. There are only two possible outcomes. The person finds a way to escape the trap and bust through it, okay? Therefore, does not fall to his or her death. Or the Saul guy, do you want to play a game? He wins, and the guy falls to his death. There aren't two options. You can't just stay there and become Jellyman or Gumbo or whatever, from Fantastic Four with a stretchy guy. You can't, that's not an option. You can't keep going sideways. This is a real human. Even though we are a movie, but it's a realistic killer slasher movie, right? You will get squished. So stop thinking about X-Men or whatever, or Fantastic Four. So this is what's happening in the charts. It's very cool stuff. It has to decide. Look at that blue getting close to here. This is the floor. This is the trap ceiling. And then put price back on now that you look at this shit. I think it's going to go up. So I'm going to re-enter along. Son of a bitch. Oh, well. I didn't lose much money trying. I think it was in total out of both positions getting wicked out, maybe $30 or so. Yeah, this is getting ready to go up. Okay. Sorry. I don't do my personal trading while I record videos much, but I mean, I have money on the line, so yeah, at least you're kind of appreciating this. And don't interpret my doing stuff as a call to action on you. So if you do send me this, like, it doesn't mean you follow my trade and just go long, or do something, because you're not also seeing what I'm doing. I'm not communicating my risk management and my profit taking plan. You don't know what my plan is and how I'm going to defend myself from this if I'm wrong, right? So don't see this as a call to action, please. Because you can get destroyed, and I don't want somebody saying, oh, he went long, I did it too, and I lost money. Like, don't let that happen. This is not a call to action. All right. But now you can see through that on the short. This is only one time frame that is boiling down. There's another time frame, which is what? This is a huge ass finale. This is going to be a big one. All right. So I think I described that 5-minute chart pretty well. Now let's go to the 1 hour chart, and I'll put on my more normal EMAs here. Okay, now take price off. So similar to how I said earlier, A goes above B, right? And let me make the orange line blue, I guess, so you kind of have the same bearings. Okay, now this is a more powerful chart. What happens here is more powerful, right? imagine now that all of the purple, blue, yellow, and red, imagine that is one band. It's one river. But the blue is like a dam or some obstacle that's not part of the water. It's not water, okay? It's solid. And this is water flowing, okay? Does that make sense? Just like you get different signals. You get signals when these start crossing in each other, but also the relationship of the river to the rock, or whatever you want to call this. The relationship of the river to the rock is also a totally different piece of information, which allows you to better understand the information in the river. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, this is a bigger ass time frame. What is also happening here? The same thing. The band or the river, besides the first drop, did not go below this support, which Bitcoin's getting ready to fall off, or it has to jump up, right? But if it goes down, it's going to fall hard, real hard, right? And this river, it actually didn't totally get below. It only splashed, like it just spit, like a splash in a lake or something. It only splashed below. The rest of the water here, purple and blue, did not go below, right? And all the times that price, actually, I think price hit there. Yeah, so price also hit here. So you can see all the times that price hit the green line, the river was well above, didn't even splash into here. So not even the red, the splash went there, the river. So this green thing stayed totally dry all times but the first one. And now what's happening is it's not just getting ready to splash like how the red separated. So, if water separates from the river, that's and it goes up, or separates from the river, that's a splash, right? But here, this isn't going to be a splash. This is the whole freaking river getting ready to dump below that obstacle, that solid object. Are you seeing this? Hopefully, I'm making sense here. And this is a powerful freaking signal. So it has to make up its mind now. And honestly, I don't know which way it's going to go, because I personally think I kind of gave the spoiler there on what I alerted my community to essentially take on a long and a short strategically with stops. But my stops weren't wide enough. Damn it. I should be in one position. That's the plan. So anyway, well, I'm not going to get onto myself about setting stops too tightly, because that's what you want anyway. But so I kind of already gave that away. But when you have moments like this, so here's the important thing. So it's first important to understand when it is one of these moments. Identification of one of these moments. It's essentially a squeeze. Squeeze plays don't have to happen among EMAs. It can be in a river of EMAs, or just one powerful one going below a horizontal, a powerful one, right? And this is a big ass horizontal. It's what we've been battling. The bulls have been defending it, right? Okay. First step is be able to identify when a squeeze play is happening. This is going to be a fairly powerful one. Number two is understanding. So, for example, this is what I do more heavily in my Discord community. Again, links to that are in the description section. Also give out alerts on Twitter, Cosasverdes with the number 2 afterward if you want to follow me. And if online communities are not your thing, but you want 10 to 14 exclusive updates a week that I don't provide on either Twitter or YouTube, go ahead and click the join button below this, and a video will pop up describing what you get. And in addition to all those alerts, you get recordings of the live video voice chats where I have my community asking me questions and stuff. I record those and give those to the Cryptillion tier as well. All right, which a lot of people find pretty valuable to watch. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep in my long position, actually. All right. This actually looks like it's going up, and you can't tell quite yet with this river over here. But anyway, I got off track. First, the understanding of how to identify this. Second is understanding how to make money from it. And here's a huge misconception. Again, I'm addressing a massive misconception, but I'm not doing it to call out trolls, I promise you I'm not. What I'm saying here is the second thing is, a lot of people's misconception is, oh, you didn't pick a direction. Like it could go up, could go down. Great analysis, Tim. Right? So, like I can appreciate that. I fully understand what that is. But here's the second point to that. If you feel that way, you're missing out on huge opportunities to make money. Because we are exactly at a moment right now where it can go either way. That's the analysis. That's specifically what I'm saying. With one Lego stacked on top, I'm also saying that this is a moment where it's going to squeeze one way, right? But the fact is, I don't know which way, and a lot of people would rebuke that and say, oh, that's stupid. But you're missing out on huge opportunities here. So when I'm discussing it could go either way, it's not always a squeeze play where it's going to be explosive. And sometimes, you don't appreciate that, you're going to miss out on huge opportunities to make money, especially when it's, I don't know which way and explosive. But if you watch a video where some analyst says it could go either way, sometimes that's really valuable information that can help you out so much in your crypto journey. Does that make sense? All right. So there's going to be a couple videos popping up. Make sure you check out what it says in the title of it. And if you haven't watched it, that's also going to help you along your way. The one over here would be a futures tips. It's going to be an important one. And you just got Timified Worldwide. Peace.